don't know if you're like me, but have all of you had just about enough of this pro-Palestinian, anti-American sentiment and their far-left minions that screech if you don't repeat it? Christopher Wray, who has no business as the head of the FBI, along with thousands in that agency that live off the rest of us while persecuting us, says that Hamas-style terror attacks could be coming to a U.S. city near you.
In this heightened environment, there's no question we're seeing an increase in reported threats, and we've got to be on the lookout, especially for lone actors who may take inspiration from recent events to commit violence of their own.
I wonder, whose fault is that? I mean, we all know whose fault it is and what address they reside at. But that leaves an even bigger question. Why is it that the American people are once again going to have to pay for the greed and ineptitude of the people that are supposed to serve us? Hey folks, your resident man in black is back again for a new edition of the best kept secret in the conservative movement, things that need to be said. For MRC-TV, I'm Nick Kangadis. Really quick, head on over to Rumble, subscribe to our channel, and hit that like button. And no matter where you watch our videos, please share, like, and don't be afraid to leave a comment. I actually read what you guys have to say, and I occasionally respond, so don't be shy. Now, on with the show. Longer than I've been alive, various countries and cells from the Middle East have done whatever they could to try and bring down the imperialist pigs of the West. At least back in the day, we had no problem pointing out where the threats were coming from. It was glorified in 80s and 90s action movies that saw the brave, muscle-bound Americans beat the holy jihad out of what we all understood as the bad guys.
Sign the document.
Well, that's racist now. Even though Islam is a religion and not a race, you don't have to like it. It's simply the truth. So when you have both Democrats and Republicans over the years curb how they classify threats to the public in favor of political correctness, this is what you get. And the problem is, the American people are always the ones paying for it in more ways than one. The politicians have their bunkers and Secret Service and whatever other security and protection they might have, while at the same time actively trying to take away our Second Amendment right to essentially protect ourselves, since our government seems to have such a difficult time doing that on their own. You don't have to like it. It's simply the truth. Every time some cave-dwelling fundamentalist gets any type of monetary support, they seem to get really good at making bombs in order to blow up people that don't or won't pray by their rules. Whether it was a TWA flight, or Fort Hood, or the 1993 World Trade Center bombing, or the USS Cole, or 9/11, or Charlie Hebdo, or any one of the multitude of other examples I could give you if I wanted to make this an 8-hour video, our government always makes the response so complicated that we end up staying in a country no native there wants us in for 20 years, costing who? Costing the taxpayer another generation's worth of American wealth and prosperity.
Tax all he has, then let him know that you won't be done till he has no dough. And when he screams and hollers, then tax him more. Tax him till he's good and sore. Then tax his coffin, tax his grave, tax the sod in which he's laid. Put these words upon his tomb, taxes drove me to my doom. And when he's gone, do not relax. It's time to apply the inheritance tax.
You don't have to like it. It's simply the truth. And for what? Their oil? Their resources? Do you know how oil and resource rich this country is? But the politicians crap all over it because they line their pockets more making deals with foreign countries, even foreign adversaries like Iran. We have at least 150 years worth of oil in the Rocky Mountains that hasn't been tapped.
Tap into the Rockies, bitch!
And they'll give you excuses like climate change and we have to protect the environment, while at the same time using their private jets to go to different states in the US and countries abroad to get their palms greased, which only enriches them and leaves the American taxpayers more and more in debt. You don't have to like it. It's simply the truth. And after Americans in this country have to pay with not only their pocketbooks, But sometimes in the case of a terror attack, their lives. We send our soldiers halfway across the world, not to dominate, take the resources and leave, but to throw a few bombs, stay there, spread democracy, and then essentially get kicked out when it doesn't work. Remember the 13 Marines that needlessly had to die during the Biden regime's Afghanistan withdrawal? Or how about the 4 men that needlessly died in Benghazi because our government left them there to die?
You what?
Got work to do. I'm staying.
For what? So that more guys like Ty and Glenn have to come back here and save your ass again? You're done here. Now get in the car.
I guess my whole point here is, when is enough enough? Because when America in general prospers by focusing on itself, most everyone else in the country does too. But that's not what happens more times than not anymore. It's almost as if our government does the things they do that contribute to the events that take place in order to only enrich themselves without a care in the world for the people that provide the money for them to exist in the first place. You don't have to like it. It's simply the truth. So what do we do short of some kind of conflict with our own government? Well, I can tell you what I do, and I'm nowhere near well off. I essentially live my life as if it were September 10th, 2001, or December of 2019, before a man-made virus attempted to change the way the world operates. As much as I can, I do what Atlas did when the pressure on his shoulders became too great. A shrug.
Have you noticed that as everything around you seems to decline, one thing still grows? It is the power of your rulers. None of their plans and directives have solved your problems or made your life better. The only result has been their increased control over you at the cost of your freedom. Do you know why? You gave them the power.
That doesn't mean I love the country any less. This is the greatest country in the world, and it's not even close. I don't care what any of the multicolored hair communists or feminists or activists or socialists or race hustlers are pushing this week in their tirades against the country that provides them everything. They don't speak for me. They don't speak for you. And they never will speak for those of us with minds of our own. They're just puppets of a regime that once again has us on the precipice of being attacked by people that have no business in this country. But as long as they benefit from our misery, they'll never stop selling us down the bloody river. And you don't have to like it. It's simply the truth. So, you think any Ahmeds are going to come after me for this one, or were these simply things that needed to be said? Let me know in the comments, where I do read most and reply to some. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel on Rumble and hit that like button. If you like this video, don't forget to share, comment, and give it a thumbs up. Those are the best ways to help these videos reach more people, and it's the best way to let us know you want us to keep these videos coming. Subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so that YouTube might actually let you know when MRC-TV comes out with a new video, if they haven't censored it or taken it down yet. Like us on Facebook, check out more of our work at MRCTV.org, and if you want to support our content and the conservative movement, head on over to MRC.org/donate to help us out, since we're a nonprofit and couldn't do what we do without all of you. For MRC TV, I'm Nick Kangadis.